Evening, folks. Nick Forrest here, back out in the shop tonight. Getting along on a few things. Been a pretty good week so far. It's Monday night. Didn't get much done this weekend because we had a fair amount of rain. So I didn't get to run any sauce this weekend. Still want to get in the run. That 710 we just picked up. Want to see if it'll fire. Carb looked good. Compression's great. We have a spark now, as y'all seen. We'll see in the video. I don't think I've released that one yet, but so I want to get that one going, but it's gonna have to wait for a little while. But top of tonight's video is getting back on our husqvarna 266, 268 build. We're gonna finally start making sway on it. I did have a Chinese aftermarket intake block kit for it. Just had to locate it. Got so many parts for saws now that my inventory system is not up to par like it used to be. Need to clean everything, get everything back in order, but got bolts, which those aren't very good bolts by any means. Got gaskets. Got new muffler bolts, which I think I got updated muffler for that. Like 268 muffler. So it's probably what we'll end up running. But we'll use this. Now I do have a new old stock intake block for it. This isn't a Chinese, this is a OEM. So we're gonna hop on in this guy. First off, we will be, gotta get my intake gasket out of there. I'm gonna grab a rag, grab a little brake clean. Clean up our main surface over here. Make sure it's spick and span. Want it as dry as possible. I guess I could sit this over for the time being. We're gonna work on this guy first. It's getting the, well, I guess I need to go ahead and clean out the base on it. Goal tonight is get this glued down, but we will see. Alright, verified the squish is at, I think, 31 thousandths. Since I don't have any way to machine anything at the moment, that's what we're just going to get stuck with. It's not terrible by no means, but it's not great. There we go. That should be fairly clean. We'll go to the other side of the rag. Clean it up some more. Do one more wipe over this guy. Okay. So we're good. Let me grab one of our operators. It's going to be a Chinese 272 Tillotson 254B clone. What we're going to run on it. I've actually had pretty good luck out of these carbs. Buy them by like the 5 set. So, first up, on our intake gasket, intake block. Let's get you in order. Gonna go about like so. It's fairly close. Let's see if that one's better than this other one I picked up. I think this one's actually a little bit larger. Actually, no, this one fits up just a touch better, I would say. Yeah, I'd say this one fits just a titch better. So we're probably going to go with this guy. Plus I like the material of this one better. So, all you got to do, which we'll have to unpack your bolts. have to grab our intake block, or elbow. Got one over here. Yeah, it's just an old elbow. Throw it through your elbow first. You don't have to use a gasket on this. Some folks do. You don't have to. Throw it through a carb. Then we got our carved intake block gasket. Try to just use this. I don't have an OE one for that, but so we'll try this aftermarket. It may work, may not. We'll just have to see. Come on. I like to assemble these on the bench before they go on the saw. How's it line up? Fairly good on the impulse hole, so that's a good sign. Then we will throw our block on here. If I get it oriented right. There we go. Then we'll slide our bolts through here. Last thing. Well, this top one done slid out. Come on. There we go. I believe that's going to work quite well. Then, since the cylinder's upside down, let's go upside down with it. See if I got. It's either going to be this guy or one smaller. Nope, that's this guy. Come on. Go. Alright, work our other one back over. These are notorious for air leaks, so I try to get them going on the table first and then set them on the saw. It's a whole lot tougher when it's on the saw already. And you can run the little spacer in between the intake block and the intake housing / case. I typically don't, because when you drop the base on these, you either have to trim it out on the case or trim it out on the gasket. And as long as you run a good air filter on here, you shouldn't have an issue, in all honesty. Let's crank these down. That should be plenty. Don't want to snap it off. That's one thing you don't want to do. That should be plenty. Alright. So that's what we're looking like so far. Looks like we got a fairly good seal all the way around. I think that'll work. See how that'll be perfect. Alright. So we can set this to the side for a moment. Hope y'all can see that. I think you can. You right? Yeah, y'all can see that. Sorry, I didn't look back at the camera. Choke works properly. Good deal. All right. So now we get on to this guy, which I believe I still got to put the E-clips on that guy. Which I've got the box. Where did I put the box for those C-clips? I think it's over here. Yep. Grab the C-clips. Finally put those guys in. Still never did put them on. Prefer OE, but highway's fairly decent. Typically, I just clip one of the ends. Probably what I'll do in just a second. Clip one side. Save that other spacer for another day. Let me find my side cutters. They're on here somewhere. I saw them a little while ago. Said that. I left them in here. I may not have. I took them back to the truck when I went a little while ago. Anyhow, with these aftermarket, I typically just clip one of these sides, just to be safe. But you know what? We'll give it a try. If it bites us, it bites us. If not, then it'll be fine. We'll just have to see. Prefer to run OE, but for this saw, I don't think it's worth it. Have to move that pin back a little bit. Grab my needle nose. Come on. There you go. Yep. Try to slide off with us. Come on. Alright. Pull it out. And I try to spin them. Grab them by one side and spin them. Spin around. You spin it a couple times. Make sure she's seated. And typically you're okay. Yeah, I believe we are in there. Don't love how it's sitting off in here, but I think we'll be okay. It's a little bit, like them typically come down a little further than that, but it'll be alright. Send our pin back over. Come on. Let's grab our other one. Flip it around here real quick. Yeah, that'll work perfect. That will work. Slide this one in here. Oh, popped off to the side. Gotta watch these. These don't want to squeeze them too hard, just enough to get in there. There we go. Grab one side, spin it around, make sure it's seated off in there good. I don't know why I can always do that other side a whole lot better than I can this side. There we go. Now I always face them down, or the ears of them pointing up. Some folks do it to the top, some folks do it to the bottom. I've always done it to the bottom. So, grab a rag. We'll clean off this deck surface, and we'll glue this sucker on down. A little bit of crud in there. Grab a pick. Yeah, had a little built up junk down in there. Let's make sure it don't go down that cylinder. Or not cylinder, but y'all know what I mean. At least I hope you do. I hope you do by this point. Now we'll clean the fire out of this. I'll wipe it down 2, 3, 4 times. Make sure she is nice and clean. That's one thing I like, is where these things get nice and stuck down. I don't want to have an issue with them leaking. One issue I don't want to have. I just keep wiping her till it gets where it's showing about clean on the rag. I'll swap it around a couple different times. There we go. I think that'll just about do her. All right. So now, what I'm going to want to do, I want to make sure our ring's in the groove and pin's right. Make sure your bottom end ain't got nothing in it. There's a hair somehow got on right there. Wipe my finger off. I think it got a little oil on it. Alright, now we're ready to glue this sucker down. I'm going to use my Moto Seal gasket maker. My go-to. Layer on nice and thick. There we go. Make sure we don't get any on the inside. I try not to. In theory, it should just work its way off, but burn out of there. But I don't like to leave it up to that chance. Stuff's getting pretty tacky. It must be getting old. Usually it's not that tacky, that quick. There we go. Said I'll go around and scrape around the inside. Alright, send her piston toward the back. Work on her front up here. And I think that'll do it on that. Then I'll typically take some, also go around the cylinder. Won't take as much around the cylinder. Usually if you can get it down in the corner of where the cylinder meets the locator, that's about all I'll do on the cylinder. At least I've started doing. I don't think you have to get it really around the base, because as long as it makes that seal right there, that's your real sealing surface, in my opinion. But everybody's got their difference. There we go. Touch up that little bit right there. That little bit right there. Come around this side. There we go. What we're going to do is pull it away from that impulse. You want to leave that, if anything, leave the air pretty thin, because you don't want that getting plugged up. Plugged up with this junk, so I just do around the outsides of it. Alright, that's got that down. Grab it, make sure I'm going to be going down in our case much. Now, let that sit for just a second. Let it start tacking up. Grab a little two-stroke. Throw it on a piston and on a ring. just throw a little bit of two-stroke. Not enough that it'll drip. One thing you don't want is it to drip. Grab that little bit of crud off a rod where it laid down on it. Same thing with this side. I'll throw a little bit, do it off the table. Throw a little bit of two-stroke down in the cylinder. Get it all nice and lubed up. That way she will ride and smooth. Alright, so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a ring lined up. Hopefully we're good there. That top dead. This can always be a little tricky. I like to do it with this hand, preferably, but sometimes that don't work all that great. Come on. Oh, got a little bit too far. Alright, ring press. There we go. Got it started. Felt it. But there. Oh, slid back out. I got a ring compressor around here somewhere I could use. I think it's this guy. I may just go ahead and end up using it. I'll just do that for time's sake. Make sure I don't have anything on that piston. No. Good there. There you go. Oh, nope, got a little bit on that. There we go. Doing this backwards is how I typically do it. I don't know why I did it, started it this way, but that's how we're going to rock and roll with it. So, turn this around. That was a blunder on my part. Try to put your ring compressor where the end of your ring is on this side. There we go. That'll do it right there. Grab a piston cylinder. Start left. Oh, come on. Stay up with me. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you just messed up right there. I clean that up after. Just lay it down here first to get it going. There we go. Get her back up. I have to fix that one little spot where it dinged base there. And this thing is not going as smooth as some of my other ones have. There we go. Let's clean that up just a touch. Yeah, she's nice and tacky now. Oh, come on. Quit trying to spin with me. Yeah, hold the flywheel on this side. There we go. Oh, that was a lot more difficult than it usually is. Now let's grab our bolts. One, two, three, set one, nope, 4. Okay. Sometimes I'll get jumbled up on where I set them. And these are the bigger. There you. And out of habit, I usually start up in this corner. I don't know why. Just habit. I'll take it down to where it just seats. Go over to the other side. We need to center it a little bit that way. Come on. There we go. Take it down to where it just seats. I'll come up here. This guy, take him down to where he just seats. And then we'll come hit this back left one back here. Well, finally making some progress on this, so sorry it's been so long. Been wanting to do more on it. So seated. I'm probably crazy for doing this, but just habit. That's how I've always done it. And seated. Okay. Come up here. This one. And where is, typically I like to use this guy. That one's tight. I don't know if I can get that one much tighter. Let's try. Yeah, really need a T-handle for this. But that one's about as tight as it's gonna get. I'll pretty well torque these down pretty darn heavy. Or hard, I say heavy, hard. There we go. Okay. Number 3. Go around to you next. That one's tight. Grab our last one. It should have loosened up a little bit. That's tight. See how we're doing? Not hitting. I guess we could double check the squish. I gotta find my solder again. I haven't used it in quite some time. Back here. So we'll double check it real quick. I believe it's around 30 to 35 thousandths, if I remember right. Go ahead, send it on down in there. And I'll use this to pop it over so I don't bust my finger. There we go. Do it a couple times. Typically I like to use the starter for this, but I ain't put it on here obviously. There we go. Now we need my dowel, or my calipers. Caliper. Where'd you go? I did use that recently. Right there. Okay, sorry, I got all my tools jumbled up here. So 0. Oh wow, came out a little bit tighter than I thought. Right at 20 thou. Squishing it down around 19. The very tip here, it's about 18 thou. That's a little tight. Figured it would come up a little bit more with that. Let's get another couple readings on it. That's at the very front. Granted, I am running a pop-up in it, so let's throw some down here on the side. Spin it over. That one's going to be a little tight right there, I can tell you that much. Okay. May end up having to throw a gasket in this, but it's going to have to be real thin. 23, 22, 25 up toward the edge and down here at the tip, 22, where I figured it would end up at, 23. Okay, check the back. Give it a little bend. Screwdriver to pop it over. Oh, come on. There we go. Spin around one more time. There we go. Yeah, I'd say might be a little tight on the bow and stern of it. 19. If I squish it real hard and get down to 14, but just touching it, we're at 20. 27 up toward the dome, or pop up, 21 out on the edge. So I think we'll be okay. Yeah, about 21,000 out on the edge. We'll be alright with that. A little tighter than I typically like it, but I think we'll be alright. So, there you go. These together. I think I verified that this thing does have spark. Guess I could verify it one more time with our impact heel. That's it right there. Put my battery pack on it. Need to charge this thing. Rotate it. Try that. Let's put it up here. Nothing there. No, we do have spark. It's just gotta be. It's a little on the weak side. I think I have a fix for that. This magnet's a little rusty, so all it takes is take a little bit of Scotch-Brite here, clean it up. I love this red Scotch-Brite. It's like a 80 grit, which is say it's pretty aggressive, but it's not overly. Try it now. Still not great spark. We may have to put ignition in this. After all, let's see. Probably gonna have to put ignition in this. That's pretty weak, but there we go. We got her put off in there. Looks good on the inside from what I can see. Let it set up. I'll have to get my tank from the other saw, top cover. I got an air filter for it. Got muffler for it. Obviously got muffler bolts, gasket, and I said we'll probably have to throw ignition in this because that's pretty darn weak. And I have a clutch for this. This I got pulled off. This was from using my old timing wheel. But yeah, I do have a clutch for this. So we'll get that going and we'll see what we can do with it. But sorry that was long and drawn out. Didn't have to be, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. We're making a little progress on it a little bit here and there. We'll get it going and we'll have a nice little comparison between this one that's ported. Fairly hot numbers. I think we're 80 on the intake, transfers at 123 and we're at 100 on the exhaust, so it should be fairly zippy. I imagine compression's going to be fairly decent on it, being that's pop up 20 thousandths on the squish. So yeah, it'll be a good comparison versus this ported one versus that stock one with a base gasket delete. But hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't want to keep yabbering on. If you like it, like what you saw, we'll see more. Hit that subscribe button. We put out 1 to 2 videos a week, typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, around 6:20 to 6:40 in the afternoon, or in the evening, I reckon. And if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and we will see y'all on the next one. Thanks, y'all.